follow Shishi in exchange for a lighter sentence, I choose to use this paper to write to you instead. The choices we make are curious things. Some are made from the head with an objective and destination in mind. Others are formed in the heart, when the path ahead is unclear. I count myself a lucky man. As for me, both are aligned. I do not write to ponder my own fate, however, but to send a message of hope. The plan we have been working towards is still in motion. Relay this message to our allies and Ronin alike, for it is the latter we must win over to our cause. There are choices to be made soon, and it is their actions that will determine how this will unfold. Keep the flame of our rebellion burning bright, dear sister. Freedom and sovereignty for our beloved Japan is close.
Ronin 時代劇特有の浪人らしさみたいなものはすごく
They explore various places, meeting diverse people. They don't spend much time in the same place, but they always achieve something important, often saving people in some way. They don't really have any strong conviction we wanted to give to players during their experience, and to create an open world. Open world has become extremely popular and commonplace in the action game genre. One of its charms is the feeling of exploration, as well as deciding the order to pursue tasks and being able to make The Ronin has a blade twin who grew up with him.
You can't stop the war, no one can. This nation will descend into chaos.
The blade twin is something. For the characters, we looked at the way they lived and their...
2 months have passed since my last letter. Time does move slow when you have little to do. As I sit and wait in this dreary cell, I watch the courtyard outside with great intrigue. Yesterday, I witnessed something quite special. A crow landed close to my window, attempting to grasp a piece of bread lodged just beyond its reach. This determined creature tried time and time again, but its beak was too short and too thick. Eventually, the crow left in what I concluded was defeat. But to my amazement, the crow flew back with a stick in its feet. This cunning bird used the stick to dislodge the food and fly away with its prize. A small victory, but it reminded me of our struggle, and that we must adapt if our plan is to succeed. Some may shun the outsider's weapons and tactics, but we cannot be afraid to embrace them in pursuit of our goals. Spread the word to our allies. We must be like the crow.
We feel it's part of the player's expectations as well.
There's the importance of action in gameplay.
They can be split into pro and anti-shogunate ideologies. These ideologies fought and contrasted with each other. The goal was in fighting styles would be adopted, and first of all, why that fight was happening.
Ready yourselves!
We looked at each personality, along with the choice of weapon, and worked out how to make these battles authentic within Ronin.
The more we researched, the more we found. The Munen style and the Hokushinto style as well.
It was here where we really
Weaponry changed. For example, handguns were introduced. We had to think how to integrate them and balance the use of them with close combat. Which meant we had to develop gameplay that incorporated both close combat and ranged attacks.
Bayonet was a logical addition when we thought of developing new weapons for Ronin. It perfectly suits the Bakumatsu era. We dedicated time to working on adding new gimmicks in the fighting actions.
This game is completely original. As an action game, I believe that it wasn't necessary to make the game resemble a history textbook. It was about creating a reality that was totally plausible in Rise of the Ronin's universe. The team would either agree or disagree.
Actions you are able to achieve through exercise and training. This is the action that I wanted to make, rather than people just flying around. I wanted to explore what is possible for humans to achieve after long years of dedicated training.
I know. Tag along with me, will you?
What we insisted on most whilst building Rise of the Ronin story was creating a bond system. We looked at the bond you create with other historical figures. Then they can either help you or become opponents.
Won't lay a finger on me!
Depending on the people you take with you, this will also affect the techniques you can use too. Having a certain character with you will bring something unique. It also allows for unexpected combinations that might prove to be worthwhile. You can switch between characters as well. It was a lot of work to create the system, but it was definitely the right thing to do.
A large part of the combat in Ronin is based around a wide variety of actions you can choose to combat your enemies. It was essential for us that the player gets positive feelings from the action, to feel the battles, and for the enemy actions to look cool. However, as we said,
these lines with a heavy heart as I find myself once more imprisoned by shogunate forces. These corrupt men accuse me of treason, but I say it is they who betray our land, leaving her in great despair. They are scared and weak, clinging to power, no matter the cost. Let them pass judgment, for I chose my fate years ago. When the black ships arrived, like mountains rising from the sea, it struck fear into their hearts that night. But for me, a flame was kindled, flickering with the promise of a new Japan. She can be sovereign, and she can be free. Seize this opportunity, my sister. Rise up and oppose. Seek allies wherever you find them, and bring them to our call. For if our vision is to succeed, the shogunate must fall.
Rise of the Ronin is without a doubt a linear level design, which leads to an all-powerful boss. This time, I wanted to make a game where the player could fully immerse themselves into the game's world, the universe and story. You play as a powerful Ronin, trained from a young age as one half of a pair by a secretive group known as the Veiled Edge. Separated from your blade twin for the first time, you now find yourself alone. Japan to open up its market to the Western powers. This caused great turmoil in the country between the ruling shogunate, who looked to maintain military power while containing both the threat from the West as well as the anti-shogunate forces, such as the Choshu clan, who wanted to overthrow the shogunate and change the way Japan was run.
As the smoke rises, so shall we. So shall we!
People must rise and demand revolution. How else can change endure?
Rise of the Ronin is set during the period known as Bakumatsu, and at the moment that is the darkest before dawn. The darkness is represented by the constant political pressure piling on the shogun, widespread disease, and several battles being fought and lost.
I wanted to show that energy building up in these darkest moments, while the people waited for everything to implode. I was impressed how the team focused on every detail during the creation of this universe. A great story unravels.
「本作の舞台の一つ、横浜です。19世紀幕末の時代、最初に国外に開かれた横浜では、和と洋が入り混じった独特の街並みが広がっています。主人公は鍵縄を使って屋根の上に登ったり、装置アビキルを使って高所から滑空し上空を移動することも可能です。攻撃やガードを駆使しながら敵の攻撃を石火で弾いて体勢を崩すことも可能です。敵の武器と相性のいい流派を選ぶと戦いを有利に進めることができます。戦闘では日本刀や長槍以外にも海外からもたらされた短銃などさまざまな武器が使用できます。発明家である伊賀七と因縁を深めるとさまざまなからくり装置を入手できます。鳥火砲は伊賀七が作ったからくりで現代の火炎放射器のような強力な遠隔武器です。鳥火砲や和洋折衷のアクションである銃剣など西洋の技術を生かした武器をうまく活用すれば 強敵にも打ち勝つことができるので、ぜひマスターしてください。幕末を生きる人物たちと紡いだ因縁が物語に大きく影響します。ぜひライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンで一人の浪人として運命を切り開いてください。
ようやくネズミ捕りにかかったの。
気持ちの揺れてないやつはついてこい。
それに倒すも何も幕府はもうとっくに死にてえなんで。
Marches to the beat of a drum. A fleeting moment can feel like a lifetime for those caught in its deadly rhythm. And a lifetime can pass in the blink of an eye for anyone embracing its bitter end. The only thing we know for sure is that time marches forward.
Even if we are apart, still we are one.
Without hesitation, without remorse. If the drum drives the rhythm, then the river directs the flow.
Let's do this together.
How many mountains must you move to alter the river below?
Let us not forget the pain of Master Shoin and the countless others who have suffered. As the smoke rises, so shall we.
Rumor is, a Veiled will sacrifice their partner for duty. So which of you will do the deed?
After 3 centuries of the Tokugawa's repressive rule, the black ships appeared without warning, and our nation began to tear itself apart. Those who cleave to the past, those who embrace the new, and the Ronin, a warrior free of all masters and bonds. I will watch over you all as your blades carve a new future. Your time has come. Rise as one.